Okay, so today we're doing a deep dive into something a little different, but super fascinating. Optical Character Recognition,
Yeah,
OCR.
it's pretty amazing.
It really is. And, I think a lot of people probably hear OCR and they think like, oh yeah, scanning documents.
Right.
But it's so much more than that.
Oh, absolutely.
So maybe we should just start with like the very basic question. What is OCR? Like, what does it actually do?
Yeah. So basically, OCR, it takes images of text, right? Like a scan of a document, a photo of a sign,
Right.
and it turns it into actual editable text that, you can
The
start.
digital text.
Yeah, digital
Yeah.
text that you can actually use, copy, paste, all that good stuff.
So it's almost like this bridge between the physical world of, like we see text everywhere,
Yeah.
and the digital world where computers need to like understand that text to actually use it.
Exactly, exactly. And I think that's what makes it so powerful. It's kind of like this hidden magic that makes our lives easier in so many ways that we don't even realize.
Okay, so you said magic, but there's got to be some serious science behind it. How does it actually work? Like, does the computer like read the image or something?
Well, it's not exactly reading in the way that we do,
Yes.
right? I mean, it's more about patterns and algorithms.
Okay, so like what does that actually mean?
So, imagine like the computer breaks down each letter into its basic components, right? Like the lines, the curves. And then it compares those components to a massive database of known characters.
So it's not just like one giant dictionary it's checking against.
No, no, it's much more sophisticated than that.
Uh,
It's about recognizing patterns, and different OCR systems use different types of algorithms.
right.
Some are better at recognizing printed text, while others are specifically designed for handwriting.
Oh, that's interesting because, my handwriting,
Yeah.
it's terrible. So I can imagine that's like a whole other challenge.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why, handwriting recognition is still a big area of research in OCR, trying to make it more accurate.
So we've got the basics down, but I'm curious, what are some of the ways OCR is being used today that maybe people wouldn't expect? Like, obviously we know about document scanning, but is it going beyond that?
Oh, absolutely. Like way beyond. Think about healthcare, for example. OCR is being used to analyze scans of handwritten patient charts
Oh, wow.
to extract vital information, which is super helpful for research or, even quicker diagnoses.
Wow, that's incredible.
Right. Or in finance, you've got automatic check processing, analyzing financial documents to look for trends,
Right, right.
all thanks to OCR.
So we've got this powerful tool, but are there any downsides? I know you can't talk ethics, but even from a practical standpoint, like accuracy has got to be a big deal, right?
Yeah, accuracy is huge GE. I mean, especially depending on, what you're using OCR for.
Right.
And it's interesting because accuracy can vary a lot depending on the language, too. Oh, yeah, like languages with complex characters like Mandarin or Arabic.
Right.
Building reliable OCR for those is a huge challenge. You need very specialized algorithms, tons of data.
So for our listener, who I know is super into mention listeners' interest from source material, I mean, this all means like they've got to be careful about which OCR tool they use, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it all depends on their needs, right?
So what are some of the tools out there?
Well, if they're just doing like a quick conversion, a few images to text, there's a ton of free online OCR tools available.
Oh, cool.
But if they're working with like a ton of documents or need more features,
Yeah.
something like Google Cloud Vision OCR would be better. That's much more powerful.
Oh.
It can handle a lot more.
So what about Abby Fine Reader? I've heard that one is super accurate.
Oh, yeah. Abby is known for its precision, especially with like complex documents or handwritten stuff.
Yeah.
It's really popular among professionals who need that like top-notch accuracy.
And what about for our listener who, likes to tinker? Are there open source options?
Oh, absolutely. Like Tesseract is a great example. It's open source and highly customizable.
Nice.
So you can actually tweak the algorithms, train it on specific types of documents, even handwriting styles.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's more hands-on, but super powerful if you need that level of control.
So we've covered the present, but where is this all headed? Like, what's the future of OCR? What are you most excited about?
What I think is really exciting is that we're moving beyond just recognizing the characters themselves. It's becoming about understanding the meaning, the context.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
imagine analyzing the emotions in text, or even understanding complex mathematical equations from a handwritten image.
Oh, wow.
It's like we're teaching computers to not just read, but to actually comprehend.
That's incredible. And for our listener, I mean, imagine applying that to connect to a specific detail or application from the listener's source material.
Exactly. And, as this technology keeps developing, the impact is going to be huge. Like, think about personalized education, adapting to each student's needs,
Right.
or revolutionizing accessibility for people with visual impairments.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really a game changer.
So for our listener who's now gone through this deep dive with us into OCR, what's like the one thing they should be thinking about going forward?
I think the biggest takeaway is that OCR isn't just one static technology. It's a constantly evolving field. So keep exploring, keep experimenting with different tools, and think critically about how OCR can work for your specific needs, your specific interests, because it really has the potential to unlock a whole world of information and possibilities.
It really does. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
To our listener, as always, keep exploring, keep learning, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.
See you then.